The first time I went to Maasai land, Kenya, I learned a phrase that was used by the Maasai people whenever they would sing a worship song that was really connecting with the people. They would say, "Man, that song is hot." And I would have to agree with them. I mean, after all, it's about 90 degrees outside. We're in this concrete building with a mass of people, all who are singing and shouting and dancing. Hot? Indeed. Would you describe our worship services at Northside as hot, warm, lukewarm? Maybe you're already a step ahead of me here and you're thinking of Jesus' words to the church in Laodicea as recorded in Revelation chapter 3, verse 16, where he says, "So because you are lukewarm, neither cold nor hot, I'm going to vomit you out of my mouth." You know, I'm sure we've all been in those worship services that lack the energy that we feel like God deserves, while people sip their coffee rather than use those same lips to offer heartfelt praise to God. We can't help but wonder as worship teams, how can we turn up the heat in our services? In my sermon last week, I referenced Kara Powell's book, Growing Young. And she talks about the youth that she and her team surveyed through the Fuller Theological Seminary Youth Institute. And they found that relational warmth was extremely important and relevant to youth culture. In her words, warm is the new cool. She would also point out that warmth trumps programs. This means that you can have amazing programming, but if the church lacks a spirit of welcoming and acceptance and belonging and hospitality and acceptance and care, you will not be relevant to youth culture. And I don't think this is just for youth, I think that every generation longs for warmth in worship service. And while no generation has ever not cared about authenticity, I do believe that millennials and Gen Zers will shut off the second that they suspect a lack of authenticity. The bottom line is this: warmth in our worship services matters. And I think it's wise for us as worship teams to examine our services through the lens of warmth. Does the service feel like we're just going through the motions? That can come across as inauthentic. Does the service appear to only aim for high, expressive, emotional responses at the expense of having a quiet depth? That can come across as inauthentic. Is too much attention being given to the tools, the technology, the songs, the instruments, the lights, the sound, the videos? That can come across as inauthentic. Does the service seem flat or tired? That will come across as inauthentic. And I've certainly made my share of mistakes in not discipling the congregation with the services that I plan. But, I think we've learned that some of the best worship experiences we've had on Sunday mornings are those that keep things simple. Not simplistic, right? That's different, but simple. Allowing the morning to feel more natural, not forced, not flashy. A warm worship service will carry a spirit of authenticity as well as hospitality and care. So we need to ask ourselves if our worship services encourage people to participate rather than manipulate people to participate. That's why we aim to sing songs that are in keys that can kind of be sung by the average person. That's why we carefully consider using the technology in such a way so that it doesn't come across as the main attraction. That's why we prioritize the plurality of voices in our from the leadership on the platform, which I think reflects 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 26. Paul Balash, the worship leader, would say that our worship gatherings can take on the vibe of a tightly knit, big Italian family. And coming from a French guy, that's saying something. Sorry, I don't even know what that was supposed to mean. He may not even be French. I don't know. Here's what I want you to consider for your role on the team. What needs to change or to continue in order to foster a greater spirit of warmth? Is there any pretense? Is there any pride? What are some ways that we can continue to serve with the spirit of warmth, characterized by welcoming, acceptance, belonging, authenticity, hospitality, care? How can we do that as a team? Just something for you to think about.